Hello everybody, it's Larry. Welcome to today's video. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we're getting ready to come up on the new year, 2020. Can't hardly believe it, but as we go into 2020, I thought we'd take a look back at 2019 at what the 10 best videos that we put out, 10 that you should watch if you haven't watched already. We'll put them right here for you to list. Coming in at number 10, searching with wildcards. Now in this video, I give an example how I have an ancestor named McFarlane, M-C-F-A-R-L-I-N. And using wildcards, I can use a question mark or an asterisk in between the M and the C, and that will give me the variations of Mac. So I can get MC or MAC. And that really expanded my search results. But then also, equally important was this asterisk after the L. So I'll put in M, and then I can put asterisk C, F, A, R, L, asterisk, and then that asterisk gives me LIN, LAND, LANE, and all the different variations of McFarlane. And I wasn't getting those with the LIN variation, but when I did the asterisks, I instantly got a breakthrough. So coming in at number 10, wildcard searches. If you're not using wildcard searches, you definitely need to watch this video and utilize them. Coming in at number 9. Well, now this one actually could be number 1. It was that important. Through lines. Through lines was hands down the single best tool that we were given in 2019 by Ancestry. It really changed things. Now, when it first came out, it would use other people's trees as priority information over our own. That was kind of a letdown. But once they fixed that, which they did in April of 2019, the first week of April, it single-handedly became the best tool available to us. What it's doing, stitching it together. Now, it doesn't mean it's 100% right, but stitching it together so that we can validate these connections ourselves is incredible. And knowing who to talk to, how our DNA match through us through the tree, we can get their trees, validate their trees, look at the census reports and documents and source it up. Single-handedly the best tool of 2019. So that video comes in at number 9. Number 8. How to share your ancestry tree and DNA results, and without using the username and password for somebody else. So you don't want to give your username and password to another person to get into your account to look. It's against the terms of service, but you don't want to do that for security reasons. So what you can do is follow the instructions in this video, and it will allow you to safely and securely share your tree and your DNA results with somebody else, so that that person that maybe knows a little bit more about the DNA or knows a little bit more about genealogy can help you without you giving up access to your account. So there you have it, coming in at number 8, how to share your tree. All right, and coming in at number 7, and this one is actually one of my favorite ones. I have an ancestor, and we talk about in this video, that lived in one house, but they were in 2 different states and 5 different counties. Yeah, that was kind of a fun time looking at all the censuses, and I was actually looking at the wrong one. And in here we talk about how to look at the boundaries of the states as they change and of the counties, because the county lines changed all the time. So you may be looking in one county and you've looked in there for 2 or 3 in a row, but you're stuck. Well, the reason may be that you're looking in the wrong area. It could be the wrong county now. It may be what was a neighboring county. Well, in the past, you had looked and said, oh no, I know the boundaries of that county, but what were they in that particular year? So are you using the right census? Definitely comes in at a strong number 7. This is a very, very handy one. All right, coming in at number 6, familysearch.org. The number 1 companion site, no matter what your main DNA source or site is. Doesn't matter if you're using 23andMe or Ancestry, MyHeritage, FTDNA. No matter what you're using, you need to be using Familysearch as a companion website. The largest repository of free information, the depth of it, really fantastic. So if you're not using Familysearch, you definitely need to check out this video. It talks about how to use the research wiki anywhere in the world to give you information, the repositories on where to search for your information, not just in the US, but around the world. All right, here we come at number 5, 10 settings that you need for viewing census records. And if you've been looking at census records for a while, the letters start to become hard to determine sometimes as they're written over other letters, scratched out, scratched over. And we talk about how to reverse the image, white on black, black on white, enlarge it. Also how to turn on the text so that it shows the names as they think they interpreted them over on the left, and also in table format at the bottom so that you can actually copy and paste it into an Excel spreadsheet if you want. So 10 settings that if you're not using for censuses, you definitely want to be using. All right, coming in at number 4, triangulating your DNA matches. So this is the fourth of a 4-part series, coming in at number 4, and this was not done on purpose to be a tongue twister, but you definitely want to watch the other 3 before this in order to get to this part. But triangulating is something that you should do on every node in your tree, at least back to the second great grandparent level. I did this against my tree and actually found that through triangulation that my mother also had a DNA surprise with her father, and it really changed the tree. So we know that I had a DNA surprise in mine just from the initial test, but then in triangulating all the different nodes, I ironed out and found that the person that we thought was her father was not her biological father either. So you want to do this against every node of your tree. Triangulated DNA matches. If you haven't checked out this video, you definitely want to check this one out. All right, coming in at number 3, and this could be number 1 or it could be honorable mention depending on your knowledge level of Sinha Morgans. So Sinha Morgans are a measure of distance between you and a person, and we have a tape measure here, and you see the numbers get smaller as you go back, unlike a regular tape measure where they get bigger. If you already understand that concept, you probably don't need to check out this video, but if that sounded kind of odd to you or unusual, you're not sure, then you definitely want to watch this video, because Sinha Morgans is the foundation for everything that you're going to do DNA wise. And so if you're going to find out how somebody is connected to you through triangulation, or you want to validate somebody in your through lines is really in that spot, if you don't understand Sinha Morgans and how that measure of distance works, then you need to watch this video and understand that, because this is really the foundation of the house for which everything else is built on, and that's coming in at number 3. So coming in at number 2, 5 new features on Ancestry. Now Ancestry one day put out 5 great new features. They expanded the things that they had on there. So they gave us the tree view that we see on the main page where you see 4 or 5 generations. Well, you can expand that to see 7 without having to go off page, and it highlights in green those surnames that you share with that person in their tree, if their their tree shares that surname, and also the surname list and other things. There's 5 new features on here. Check out these 5 features because they're very handy. And coming in at number 1, are you ready for it? This is hands down the best and most important video of the entire year, and that is the clustering Ancestry's DNA. So on the DNA match list, it was beta, and so you see beta, and you see here it says no longer beta. This was tested out in beta format, such a huge success that it's now part of the permanent part of Ancestry. And the color coding. This video talks about how to color code your DNA matches. And if you only understand one video, do this one. This will help you more than any other video that we put out, the clustering. Now this is the first of that 4-part series that we mentioned that ended with triangulation. But by color coding the different matches, so you go and you find a person on your DNA match list, you look at your shared matches, and you assign a color to that person and everybody that you and that person share in common. By doing that, you will define your family lines. And by defining your family lines, now you can see where they intersect. You can validate that with the triangulation of the Sinha Morgans. You can iron out, and it even works in endogamous situations, although it is a little bit more complicated from the color coding, the clustering. Then it goes back to the triangulation, because even in the endogamous situations, it does fit within the Sinha Morgan range. So you'll look at the color and the Sinha Morgan ranges, even though you may have that overlap. So it does work. So between this one and that number 4 video, the triangulation, that 4-part series, it works in all situations. But the number 1 best video for 2019 is the clustering with Ancestry's DNA matches. Well, there you have it. That's the top 10 of 2019. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little different than the ones we've done in the past, because this video is actually talking about other videos. But if you haven't watched these 10 videos, you definitely want to check them out. I'll put the links down in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button. It's down just below the video to the right, and click the bell icon next to it. And what the bell icon does does is it will let you be notified anytime we put out a new video. You'll get an alert saying there's a new video out there and it has a video that you may want to check out. So you can check out the videos, see if it's something that'll help you. But do that by subscribing and clicking the bell notification, because if you don't do that, it doesn't always show up. Hope you enjoyed it. Pass it around to your friends, and I look forward to talking to you all again next year.